Louisiana Young Heroes is underwritten in part by CenturyLink, committed to improving the communities we serve with an emphasis on K through 12 education, technology-focused initiatives, and programs that support youth and families. Information at CenturyLink.com. And by Acadian Ambulance Service. For over 45 years, Acadian has provided Louisiana with emergency medical care and transportation. Nationally accredited, Acadian Ambulance is committed to our patients and community stewardship. And by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Louisiana, serving the communities in the state that we call home for more than 80 years. Information at bcbsla.com. And by Walters, Papillon, Thomas Cullens, LLC, specializing in business litigation and personal injury cases for over 40 years.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Beth Courtney, President of Louisiana Public Broadcasting. And tonight, LPB marks the 23rd Annual Louisiana Young Heroes Awards Banquet. Our 2018 Young Heroes were chosen from nearly 100 applications this year. There's always debate among our selection committee as to what makes the Louisiana Young Hero a young hero. But we always seem to agree. More than anything, it's the tenacity, creativity, and strength of human character that makes these young people stand out. For the third year, we are streaming live at lpb.org/live, so everyone can join in our celebration. I would now like to introduce my co-host for the evening, the Young Heroes Committee Chairman, Monique Scott Spalding. Monique.
Thank you, Beth. Tonight we're pleased to celebrate our 2018 Louisiana Young Heroes. These young people bring the distinguished list to 190 recipients. It takes so many people to make this day and program a success. We'd like to take the opportunity to thank our platinum sponsors, Acadian Companies, CenturyLink, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Louisiana, Walters, Papillon, Thomas Cullens, LLC, and we'd also like to thank our gold sponsors, Hancock Bank and Whitney Bank. Our silver sponsors are Arthur J. Gallagher, Brent and Donna Bowe, Diane Allen and Associates, Media and Marketing, ExxonMobil of Baton Rouge, Franciscan Missionaries of Our Lady University, J.P. Morgan Chase, Lamar Advertising, Lipsy's, Neighbors Federal Credit Union, NFP, and the Salvation Army. Our bronze sponsors are Baton Rouge Physical Therapy, Lake, Brew Agency, Campus Federal Credit Union, Document Logistics, LLC, Fidelity Bank, GatorWorks, LLC, Jerry Lane Enterprises, Home Bank, Iberia Bank, Koch Law Firm, Robert and Judith Levy, Luba Workers Comp, Olin's Furniture, Southern States Scholars and Scholars Laboratory, the Deborah Todd Agency, and Tom Wagaspat. A complete list of donors is included in your program. Your help allows us to continue highlighting the achievements of these remarkable young people. Thank you very much. The Rotary Club of Baton Rouge and Louisiana Public Broadcasting has worked together on Louisiana Young Heroes for 22 of the 23 years of the program. It's a true labor of love and a big commitment to be a part of the group that prepares this program and prepares this evening and selects the Young Heroes. Would all of the members of the 2018 Rotary Young Heroes Committee please stand? To make this day special for our recipients, we also depend on a dedicated group of Rotarians who serve as mentors to coordinate with each of the young heroes and their families in the weeks leading up to today's celebration. This relationship creates a networking opportunity for each of the young heroes with lasting impact. There's lasting relationships that our mentors have with our young heroes. The 2018 mentor group was headed by Jeff Gould, and we'd like all of our mentors for the day to please stand. A special thanks to the staff of Rotary Club of Baton Rouge, Sherry Macbeth and Christy Hicks, who ensure that our Louisiana Young Heroes Day goes off without a hitch. The banquet is always fabulous, and we are excited to have such great leadership in our Rotary office. Thank you, Sherry and Christy. And last, I'd like to thank the staff of LPB who contribute to making the Louisiana Young Heroes Day happen. Thank you very much for all of your dedication and hard work to make this day special for our young heroes.
Thank you, Monique. Most of our staff is behind the cameras in the trucks, uplinking, sending things out across the state, and they have done a wonderful job, and I'm so appreciative of them. And you know, as the state's most trusted source for educational content for 43 years, LPB is in a unique position to hear about Louisiana's amazing young people and share their inspirational stories with the world. Founded in 1918, Rotary Club of Baton Rouge is one of the largest in the world, with over 500 businesses and professional members from the capital city. Rotary is well known for its service to Baton Rouge, and their longtime support of young heroes shows their belief in children around the state. Well, tonight's ceremony is the final step in a long and exciting day for our young heroes, and here are some special moments from earlier today. Roll the tape. Our 2018 Louisiana Young Heroes Day got off to an amazing start with the first ever Young Heroes ice cream social at the Renaissance. Our honorees and their families had a chance to meet, exchange gifts, and get to know one another a little better before today's excitement. After arriving at LPB Studios, our young heroes were treated to a hearty breakfast donated by McDonald's Veluso Family Restaurants. Our honorees were then greeted by Baton Rouge Mayor-President Sharon Weston Broome, who made the following declaration.
And I do proclaim today, Monday, April 16th, as Louisiana Young Heroes Day.
After a brief tour of LPB and some fun photo ops, the young heroes had their official press photos taken and the big reveal of their prize package, which included the MacBook Air laptop computer. Then it was back on the bus, a ride across town and a tour of LSU football operations. Our fabulous young heroes got to catch a few passes in LSU's indoor practice facility, see the outside practice fields, locker rooms, conditioning areas, and the trophy room, before finally hearing from the man himself, LSU head football coach Ed Ogeron, who gave a fun message about the importance of dreams and education.
I was going to get my education. My education from tiny Northwestern State University allowed me to go to Miami, Florida, to New York City, to Los Angeles, to be in the movie The Blind Side. How many see The Blind Side? You did? What you think about that coach from Mississippi on that? All right, huh?
Kevin Falk, LSU's Director of Player Development, was also on hand to visit and answer questions about LSU's football program. Our young heroes then got to meet everybody's favorite mascot, Mike the Tiger. Then enter the majesty that is Death Valley, Tigers Stadium. The most majestic mascot in the SEC also treated us to a look. Mike the Seventh was enjoying the beautiful weather along with our young heroes. From LSU, our young heroes traveled to the house that Huey built, the old governor's mansion on North Street, where they enjoyed a full barbecue chicken meal provided by Demco. LPB distributed the Young Heroes proclamations from Governor John Bell Edwards and then heard a few inspirational words from Mr. David Burrows, whose son Matthew was a 2002 Louisiana Young Hero.
When you do these sorts of things, this makes you very deserving of a lot of good things in life, including this honor.
Well, we would like to extend a special thank you to Baton Rouge Mayor Sharon Weston Broome, who welcomed our Young Heroes this morning, and to David Burrows, the father of 2002 Young Heroes hero Matthew Burrows, who just passed away about a month ago. So it was so special to have David come down and talk to the Young Heroes. You know, it was indeed a wonderful day, but now we are to the most important part of the program, and I'm going to move over here and let Monique, without further ado, take over. Monique?
And now, this is the part of the program that we've all been waiting for to celebrate our amazing young heroes. So without further ado, let me begin by introducing Garrinecia Singleton. She's a senior at Scotlandville Magnet High School, and she is slated to be her class salutatorian in May when she graduates. She has also been accepted to Rhodes College with a scholarship worth more than $200,000. Garrinecia plans to become a licensed clinical social worker, and she plans to support vulnerable young people and spread awareness of predatory behavior. And she's also a finalist for the Gates Scholarship. So I give you Garrinecia Singleton.
Who is Garrinecia Singleton? Someone very important to me. Someone who is a light in my life and others' lives. Someone who has a light inside of her.
Garrinecia is a loving and supportive friend who's always there when you need her to be.
She's always been such a leader. She always wanted to make sure that you could tell her work from everyone else's. She always wanted to stand out, and she wants you to know that she's strong.
So Garrinecia's story, her narrative is not the sum of the obstacles that she's overcome, but a big part of her story is her resilience and what she has been able to surmount. And she's a survivor.
She went through something that was supposed to break her. Your father, she went through something that was supposed to keep her back. It was supposed to silence her. And her personality is so loud, it's so welcoming, it's so inviting. So for her to say, okay, he did this, I went through that, I could have been here, I could have been there. For her to take that and use it as energy, it pushed her into where she is now.
I've known her since the end of 8th grade. I know that she has a laundry list of achievements since then. First of all, she is a finalist for the Gates Scholarship, which is a major full scholarship through the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation that tens of thousands of high schoolers apply for each year.
She has led discussion panels regarding driving under the influence, awareness as far as teen pregnancy.
She's also been accepted to every college she's applied to, including Rhodes College, which is a very selective liberal arts college in Memphis, Tennessee.
When she sees someone doesn't understand, she'll be the one to take the leading role and help them to understand different situations. Even if it's outside of school, she's always the person you can go to and talk to.
She's very committed to whatever she puts her hand to, whatever she decides to just be a part of.
Garrinecia is deserving of the term Young Hero because after all that she has went through, from her down days to the good days, she knows there's better days and she has a lot going for her. So it's more than just her giving up. She can't just give up. She has to keep going.
I know that her goal in life is to utilize what she's been through to the benefit of other young people. That's what makes her a hero.
Ladies, Garrinecia Singleton.
Well, you're the first one up. You were anxious about that a little bit earlier, but I saw you catch that football. Wow. That was a surprise. You have a career we don't know about.
I used to run track, so I was very involved in sports. My whole family is dealing with sports. So when I was younger, I was taught to throw a football, but now my hands are kind of small, so it's hard for me to throw now.
Well, now tell me about the Gates Foundation Scholarship. That's pretty exciting. When do you find out about that?
Okay, so the Bill Gates Scholarship is a very selective scholarship. Only 300 people receive the scholarship, and it's three processes. So the first process is just, submitting your resumes and doing academics and what you do outside of school. And then once you make it to the second round, you become a semifinalist, and that's writing essays. And there were 4 essays involved in that part. And then when I made it to the finalist round, it was an interview, which was a pretty cool process.
Well, now, why did you choose Rhodes?
Okay. I chose Rhodes because Rhodes made me feel welcome, and I just love how small it is and how much of a community it is. That's the biggest thing that they wanted to let us know when we were visiting, that Rhodes is a community and that everyone looks out for each other. And I really love that, and I would love to thrive in that community.
Well, I know your fellow students look up to you. You can tell that from the profile. So what do you share with them to encourage them to overcome difficulties they may have in their lives?
One thing that I learned throughout life is that no matter what you experience, you need to use that to better yourselves. No matter how bad it is, how long you've been through it, is that you go through anything in your life because it's supposed to make you stronger. It is going to make you stronger. And that's why I make sure that I let everyone know that no matter what adversity you face in life, just keep going. Don't give up. And it was hard for me to do that, but with the help of my friends, my mom, and my mentor, I was really able to push through and just become a better person.
Well, now, tell me, when you look out into the future, what do you think your future is going to hold for you after Rhodes? What do you want to do?
Well, after Rhodes, I am planning on joining the Navy. So I want to be a part of the military after my bachelor's. And I want to do a 4-year contract with the Navy. And then I want to go back to graduate school. And what I want to major in, I'm not sure yet, but I do know that I want to focus on mental health, and I want to help people who go through traumatic things like we've all went through. And I just want to help people go through those things and help them learn how to face, what they went through.
Well, was it great meeting with another group of young heroes today? You all seem to get along really well.
Yes, these people are awesome. They're so amazing.
Well, Louisiana is very fortunate to have you and all of you as young heroes. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Our next young hero is 11-year-old Amanda Rougee. At the age of 11, Amanda made the grown-up decision to donate her mother's organs, helping save the lives of 3 recipients. Now at 15, she's a talented volleyball player from New Orleans, and she's dedicated to advocate for her own foundation. And I hear that she has a book deal. So we welcome Amanda Rougee.
Amanda is just this bright light. Even in darkness, even when she's gone through terrible things, she's remained just this bright person and spreads that to everybody.
I think her dad said it best. Humble kid, big words. She has a big message.
I know she doesn't want the spotlight on her at all, and she wants it to be about the work that she's doing, but at the end of the day, it's coming from this vibrant life.
Amanda's my friend. She is always so selfless, but she always has that fireball in her.
So when I met Amanda, She was in the 5th grade, so she was navigating typical middle school drama, which is hard enough on its own. And on top of that, was dealing with some struggles in her own family life.
Then helping take care of her mom while she was, the mom was an alcoholic growing up. She had to help take care of that. She had to grow up at such a young age.
And then that summer, she lost her mom.
For someone to have gone through what she's done and gone through, and with her grief process with her mom, to come out so educated.
She was given the choice of whether or not to donate her mom's organs or not, and she made the choice to because she felt that even if she had to go through something difficult, she can make somebody else's life that much better. She can save somebody's life. But no one could save her mom in that moment when she lost her, but she could do that for another family.
To have met the people that have gotten these organs from her mom, and I mean, that's just remarkable.
Being in a position where even with her peers, she can even share that experience and hopefully make some sort of difference in the world. I think she already is, but I know that's her goal, is to make a huge difference with that.
One of the things that I love most about her is how she treats people. I mean, she is just as friendly to her best friend that she's known for years and years as she is the stranger kindergartner that's struggling to get up the steps.
Amanda is so deserving because not only did she overcome terrible things and make it through and was positive at the end of it, but she also decided to take it one step further and reach out to other people.
She never speaks about her accomplishments. She knows them, we know them, but she's never one to really go out and say, oh, this is what I've done. And in a world that is so in your face and everyone wants everybody to know your greatest accomplishments, she's not. She's humble about it. And I mean, for her to have done all this stuff is just remarkable.
Ladies and gentlemen, Amanda Rougee.
Amanda, a beautiful dress. You look lovely. I love how they all look so nice, all dressed up. We've been seeing them today. And I understand that you gave everyone a pin that has your motto of your foundation on it. What does it say?
Live well, laugh often, and love much.
Okay, so live well, laugh often,
and love much.
And love much. That's a good message for all of us, you know. You certainly had to make a terrible decision early in your life, you know.
Yes, ma'am.
Talk to us about that, deciding to offer your mother's organs to others.
Well, when I was 11, my mom passed away of a brain aneurysm. And it was very, very, tragic for me. And going to the hospital, I knew from the start I had to be somebody strong, even knowing that my family wasn't going to be. So after finding out that she didn't have a chance, I decided that I wanted to take her off life support. And after that, the doctors came up to me asking if I wanted to donate her organs. I knew what that meant, and I asked them how many people she could save. You can save up to 8 people. I then decided I wanted to donate her organs. I knew from the start that because something I went through in my life didn't mean that I couldn't help other people.
So you have some of those recipients here with you?
I do, actually. They're over there.
What would you like to say?
I would like to say thank you, and that the experience with them, being one of the first people to find them so fast and pushing myself to finding them, it makes me really happy and really proud. So, thank you.
You're a very unique young lady, strong in many ways. You're sort of short.
I'm very short, but it's okay.
I don't know, maybe not JJ. I don't know. But I understand that you jumped up and hit the winning, what is it called?
The win for the LSU.
LSU? That must have been some jump, huh?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
But you like sports too.
Oh, I love sports. Sports is my go-to. Volleyball, it's what got me through everything. It's the one thing that makes me so happy.
So I know you probably want to say something to your dad. What do you think?
My dad, he's a great person. He will go out of his way to help everyone, and even when he can't help us. He's a great person. He has been there through everything. Even when he had to be the one to go work and take care of bills, he knew I had to grow up. And he's known I've had to grow up, and now he does everything he can to give me the life I can have. And he tries, and it's amazing. And he's a really great father. I couldn't ask for anyone else.
Well, now tell me, what does the future look like for you?
Me, my future, I'm a very laid-back person. So I can be honest with you, I don't know what my future holds. I just let my life go. I just let it go. I go with the flow. I'm a very laid-back person. I don't see that I have to know exactly what I want to do. I just let life flow, and I go with it and just see what happens.
Well, now I understand that you already knew one of the Young Heroes.
I knew Jarius, yes.
Jarius, because you both have slogans.
Yes, we do.
You do indeed. So we're going to hear from him. But right now, I guess, is there one message you'd like to give to young people out there?
Become an organ donor, because it really helps. And having the heart on your license means so much more than you think it does. You will be somebody one day that can meet the people you donated those organs to. And that is a very big accomplishment. And I think every one of you in here should have that heart on your license.
Well, Amanda, congratulations to you. We are so proud of you. Hope it's been a great day.
Jarius J.J. Robertson is something of a celebrity around the country. He counts Drew Brees among his acquaintances and has appeared on many national television programs like Good Morning America and several other networks. He was recently honored through the WWE Wrestling Hall of Fame as the Ultimate Warrior Award. He says that he's just lucky to be alive, but Jarius takes nothing for granted, and as he focuses on his own health, creates awareness and encourages others.
Well, I've been knowing Jarius since he was 1 when he had his first transplant, and he's a miracle child. He overcome a whole bunch of things. You know, he really wasn't supposed to survive.
Throughout the 15, 16 years of his life, he have overcome a major milestone. A milestone where we thought he would never make it. A milestone where we thought that, you know, we just would just give up and bury our kid. But Jarius was this kid that just fight, and he was always be there. And, you know, major milestone was that the liver transplant. Not just the first one, but the second one that he had to suffer and wait for the next 13 years of his life.
He be an inspiration to everybody else. Like, he don't never give up. He don't never stop fighting for what he want or what he want to do.
He really shouldn't have survived after his first transplant. And to see where he was when he was a year old to where he is now as a 9th grader is just unbelievable.
See all these sacrifices I make, it's for a reason.
You know, he's a great motivator, and he encouraged the students here. He always encouraged them to do better through the games, sports activities, as well as even when they're testing. You know, he said, you could do it.
After his second transplant, his parents and him decided to really push forward organ donation.
It changed Jarius real good because it goes to show him now he's not just a public figure, he's a role model, and kids look up to him. A lot of people love him, and he always tend to make kids smile and to make people happy.
You know, his motto, it takes lives to save lives, has really kind of impressed the younger generation and is making them more aware of what organ donation can do for others. And they see what it has done for Jarius, and now they all want to donate.
And he know that he have a job to do, and his job is to do is save lives. And Jarius is now learning to promote organ donation through his foundation, where it makes him help other people who's going through what he have gone through, those who went through it already, and those who have prepared to come.
And he is a hero. I mean, he has touched so many lives throughout the entire nation right now with his motto of saving lives. It takes lives to save lives, and organ donation, that he deserves this honor.
Jarius J.J. Robertson.
Well, Jarius, may I call you JJ?
Yes, ma'am.
It's not too familiar. Yeah, whatever.
Pretty much.
You're pretty much a great dresser. I like that bow tie. You have. Tell me about your shoes. They're pretty special.
Yeah, I went and brought these this morning because the shoes that I got now, I wear them all over the place. And every time I go somewhere, like I went for WrestleMania, I had new shoes that day. I went to the ESPYs, I had new shoes that day. Every time I get an award, I get new shoes, pretty much.
So I understand you have 177,000 social media followers. Is that correct?
Maybe 196.
196. Wow.
Plus the K.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll add some more today. So all these followers, I mean, are you pushing your slogan all the time? Tell us your slogan so we know it.
My slogan is take lives to save lives. Me and my dad and my friends went all over in the DMV in Louisiana and put up a sticker of me and tell people to become an organ donor. And we went everywhere, make sure everybody got their heart on their license.
Well, I think we have the two greatest spokespersons in the world today, right here in this room. So now, okay, I know I heard you said at the World, what is it, the World Wrestling Championship? WrestleMania, that was the biggest day of your life. Did you say something like that?
Maybe.
So we hope today is going to be a special day. What was it like meeting these other young heroes?
It was funny because some people have something that really don't make sense. Like her, she don't like gumbo. What kind of person don't like gumbo? Bruh. When we was eating, we always talking about what we don't like. And I say I don't like spaghetti, and she just busts out with a gumbo. Everybody likes gumbo. Come on.
So are you sort of an ambassador for Louisiana? Because you've traveled everywhere. I mean, you've gone to, what was Good Morning America like? What was that like?
It was busy. It was a lot of people walking. And it was fun, because we got to eat the leftovers after the chef came behind me.
Well, look, if you come back, we have a lot of cooking shows. We'll let you eat them before they're leftovers.
Gotcha. I'll be back.
You'll be there. Okay. So tell me, you're awfully entertaining, a real entertainer, but you have a serious message, don't you? Have you always thought about, what do you think about, you've been in the hospital a lot. When you're in the hospital there, what keeps you cheerful?
When I'm in the hospital, what keeps me cheerful? Well, everywhere I go, I bring my video game. And I also think about the people at home that call me every day and night that tell me be strong and you're going to make it out this. Like my uncle, even one day my baby sister even called me. And I'm just thinking about them when I get out happy and be ready to do what's next.
That's great. Have they offered you some endorsement deals with all these sports teams? Can I be your agent?
Wait. I got a deal from Airheads and Jordan.
Really?
Really.
Great. And you're not even in high school yet. Oh, you're a freshman.
Freshman.
Freshman. All right. So you think you're going to go on and be in some sort of sports management or something? What do you think?
Nah.
Nah.
I think I'm just going to have fun with every sports team. And me and Mr. Jeffrey going to write some books. Ain't that right, Mr. Jeffrey?
Yes, indeed. You were nominated by a great writer. So I see a great future for you. So, you know, we want to hear from you. We love hearing from you. So is there one message you want to give to this fabulous audience here? Or maybe some of your almost 200,000 followers?
I just want to say keep fighting and never give up. And whatever's keeping you down, don't ever think about the bad things. Think about the good things when your days are up.
Well, you've made our day much brighter.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Kari Stephens endured much as a young child, but kept her heart and eyes open to love, opportunity, and the success waiting ahead. She has traveled around the country with Key Club and has been fully able to embrace the lessons of strength and selflessness taught to her by her mother.
Kari Stephens is a remarkable young lady. She is the kind of kid that every teacher, every club sponsor, every coach would love to have on their team, in their classroom, and beyond.
A person that, for some reason, seems to bring the best out of others.
And to me, like, she's just a bubbly person, and she's like full of light.
A part of her story is her biological mother passed because of cancer. And so her aunt, now her mother, decided to take her in, and her younger brother.
I was shocked, really, just because usually you kind of get that sense from someone if they've had hardships, but Kari, you would never know, just because she's always so ambitious and ready to help others.
When her aunt went to get her, that was basically the first time she really had met her. So she was coming into a family, her and her smaller brother, younger brother, I should say, someone they really didn't know her cousins, moving from another state to here to Louisiana, so then everything she's ever known is now gone.
She has this personality that she just shines with everything that she does. She's a people pleaser. She's got this inner soul that you just want to hug all the time. She's always so happy.
She overcame it simply by immersing herself into her community.
One of their big projects is the Kiwanis Eliminate project, which is really close to my heart too, because it helps to women in the developing world, and Kari takes a major role in all of those fundraisers.
I remember her being this little shy, quiet, timid young lady, and I think something with her clicked, like, I have this opportunity, and I can do something with this.
And she is and for me, the best type of leader in the classroom, because she's not the type to stand up and take charge and start directing everybody. She does it by modeling behavior. So, she models respectfulness and she models an enthusiasm.
Kari is so deserving because she's had to overcome so much, and she has not once let it get in the way. But yet she just keeps going, keeps going, keeps going. She just wants to achieve, and succeed and help all those around her and take them with her along the way for the ride.
Stephens.
So, Kari, you're big in the Key Club. Tell me about the Key Club.
Well, I joined Key Club my freshman year of high school because I wanted to be involved in a service organization where I could meet other people and, of course, give service to my community who was given so much to me. So that was my intent when I first joined Key Club.
Well, I understand you came to a Rotary luncheon meeting, where we heard a Holocaust survivor. What was that like?
I don't know quite what happened, or I don't know if it was like a revelation that I had, but I had always been interested in stories of survivors of the Holocaust because they've been through so much and they're just so willing to share their stories with everyone. And so when I had the opportunity to meet one, I was like, I have to get right on this. I have to go. Because, I had never met Miss Levy before, but meeting her or reading the books, there's just like something different between reading the stories or watching the movies and then hearing from an actual Holocaust survivor.
So certainly surviving something as terrible as that, did that message speak to you? And is there a message that you could draw parallels with your life?
Listen, well, I'm going to be quite honest. I don't think that anything that I could have done or anything in my life is anything that it's like an experience for a Holocaust survivor. And I don't even pretend that they're the same thing, but I think that there is something, the feeling of maybe like loneliness or like not knowing what's coming next for you is something that I felt. And so I guess I can draw like a parallel between my story and a Holocaust survivor story.
So you had to survive your mother passing away,
Yes,
and your aunt taking you in. How's your little brother doing?
He's good. He's right there.
Oh, good. So how do you get along with your little brother? Okay.
Sibling rivalry.
A normal relationship.
But he's the best. It was my birthday, April 1st. Easter Sunday was my birthday, and he made me dinner, and it was nice because nobody ever makes me dinner. I'm always trying to make dinner for everybody else, but he did, and it was very nice. He made me meatloaf.
Oh, that's awfully nice. Good points, brother. So you have done very well academically. You're at Baton Rouge Magnet High School.
Yes,
now it's a tough school, isn't it?
It is.
So what is your academic favorite subject?
I do like English, but this is my first year taking art history. So AP art history, I think, as well as English, it challenges me academically. It forces me to have conversations, debates that I normally wouldn't like doing because I'm always trying to like hear other people's side. But when I have a side that I want to defend, it's classes like that that are like, stand up for yourself, make the point that you want to make because they could be right. So.
Well, I hear in your profile that you were sort of shy at one point. Have you kind of gotten over that by now?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am, I would say so. Being in Key Club and serving in the positions that I served in, I'm forced to speak in front of hundreds of people at a time. And so you can't be nervous, and sometimes I do stutter, sometimes I do lose my place in my script, but it's part of those learning moments that like forces me to be confident speaking in front of other people.
You seem like an awfully mature young lady. What was today like for you?
It was fun. I mean, I've never been recognized to like in a position like or in an award like this. So it's humbling to think that somebody could think so many great things about me and be in the room with a bunch of young heroes who I find inspiring.
Well, you were very inspiring, and congratulations.
Thank you so much.
You.
.4-H is a major part of Savannah Green's life. She is the vice president of her school and parish clubs. She plans to attend Louisiana Tech and to become a pediatric oncology nurse. To see Savannah's list of accomplishments, you'd never know what a tough path she's taken to be with us tonight.
Savannah Green is a very special young lady here at Winfield Senior High School.
She helps out with 4-H and little kids and everything. She's like a part of everything in the school.
She's been an example for other people who go through those kind of tough times, that she has just maintained her positive attitude and she always had a smile on her face, and she's, has been a good example for those students, especially those younger than she is.
She's very determined, very headstrong. She doesn't take no for an answer, which is wonderful,
I came to know Savannah
I guess in 2015, at a time when I was going through chemo with my wife. She had just been diagnosed, and Savannah had just been diagnosed, and so we developed a kind of a kinship.
We have seen her go through probably one of the hardest things she'll have to face in her lifetime, and she did it with dignity. She never lost hope, she never lost her faith, and she did it with her head held high.
She does a lot through 4-H work. She's the vice president on the board, and she goes to every camp, and last year she went and helped out some little kids, and they were all like, some of them were sick and everything, and one little girl I know that she took really well to, and this little girl who had no hair because she had cancer, and she made that little girl feel like she wasn't different, that she was the same.
She would often write about some of the camps that she attended and some of the interaction with other students, and I would see her weeping as she wrote the paper. And it would be about some child that maybe was not as blessed as her in the outcome or in the suffering or whatever, and it would be a wonderful paper, but it was full of compassion and care.
Savannah is deserving of the term young hero because not only because she went through what she's been through, the cancer and everything that came with it, you know, the headaches, the sickness and all that, but she gives back.
Because she's overcome a battle that none of us won't. She's done it with cheer, with courage, overcoming all of the fatigue and the tiredness and the fear, and she's just carried on with a normal life. She's had a positive attitude the whole time.
I think that she was a very strong person through everything that she did, and that she's a very deserving person of this award.
Ladies and gentlemen, Savannah Green.
Well, Savannah, it's nice to have somebody from the northern part of the state. Or sort of. Yeah,
right?
It's nice.
From Baton Rouge.
Yeah, well, so tell me about being in 4-H.
Well, 4-H is a really big part of my life. I don't even know how to explain it. Most people, when they think of 4-H, they think of, showing goats or cows. Trust me, I would never touch a goat or a cow.
I confess I kind of thought that. All right.
There's several different aspects of 4-H. And it's shown really well through the 7 state boards that we have. There's the executive board, the citizenship board, which is what I'm a part of, the SET board, food and fitness, fashion, and performing arts. I'm on the citizenship board, and the main purpose of this board is to promote service learning and community service throughout the state. And I've been on the board for 2 years. I'm the vice president this year, and last year I was a secretary. And it's really cool for me because we have a state service learning focus each year, and this year it's cancer awareness. So I was very excited about that because I can do that. I can relate to that. So.
Well, the thing that I heard from your teachers and your friends and everything is that you never complained during all your treatments and everything.
Well, they weren't there, when I was in the hospital. It was very tough, but no, I did my best to stay strong because I knew that nobody else would, So I knew if I stayed positive and kept a positive outlook on the whole situation, then it would help everybody else, because cancer is not really a thing in our family, it's not, which nobody expects to have it, but, it happens.
So you work with other young people who have had cancer, and what's your message to them?
To the people with the cancer, keep fighting, it is hard, and keeping a positive attitude and, keeping your faith in God is the best cure for cancer, whether you win or lose. Like people say, I know I do Sunshine Kids, which is an organization for kids with cancer. And one little boy passed away a couple months ago. And they said in the article that he had had cancer for several years. And they wrote in the article about him, they said that he had finally lost his battle. And I said, Dade Cannon did not lose his battle. He lived a remarkable life, And I'm a very emotional
So
person, I'm sorry.
So he lived every moment of his short life.
Winning, losing a battle does not mean that you've died. It means that you've let the cancer win. You have to keep a positive attitude and tell yourself that you're going to beat this, and that's how you win the battle, whether you live or die. So you just have to keep a positive outlook.
So you're intending on going to Louisiana Tech and studying to be a pediatric
Go dogs,
oncologist?
yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, we're sorry we introduced you to tigers today, but that's
I know. Coach O was like, throw up your L's, and I was like, throw up your dogs, So, yeah, ever loyal V.
So Tech is an awfully good school, especially in this area that you're going into, I think. Yeah.
Well, yes. They're not really known for nursing, but it's a family school, and I love Louisiana Tech and Ruston, so I'm going to make it work.
Well, are you planning on living in Louisiana or not? What do you think?
Yes, my oncologist, I go to Ochsner's in New Orleans, and my oncologist has already offered me a job, so that's where I'm going to be. Find me there in a couple years.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
So tell me, is there anyone you'd like to thank who's here tonight?
Oh, goodness, the list is a mile long. To my mom and my dad, and to my sister, who couldn't be here tonight, so it's kind of sad. Sorority stuff. My mom and my dad, my mom for, understanding everything. She's the one who actually found the cancer. She works at the lab in Winfield and where we live, and she drew my blood, and I had no white cells, which isn't good. So to my mom, for having her job that she has, and keeping up with everything and driving me to chemo every day because we had to go to Alexandria every day. My dad, for joking around and keeping the dark moments bright, and my sister for, even though she was at Louisiana Tech that year and she wasn't home to be with me, to her, for just being by my side. My cousin Cassidy, who is my rock, she lives she lives in Covington, which is down by New Orleans, so it was always hard, but we got to see them a lot since we were in New Orleans. So my cousin Cassidy, my Aunt Christy, for bringing me ice cream and snacks and goodies and everything all the time. And my grandma for taking me to chemo some days and for, helping us with everything. And just my family and my friends for always being there.
How are you feeling these days?
Oh, I'm great. I'm splendid. That's a word.
You are indeed.
Yeah, I am. I actually had a two-year post-treatment checkup last 2 Thursdays ago, and everything's good, Keep on trucking.
Well, truly, everyone was so impressed with how well you've done in school, how you've helped others, and we congratulate you on where you are right now and wish you all the best at Tech. And I hope that today's been a special day for you.
It has, definitely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Garett Byrne has music in his heart. From playing the trombone to singing, music takes up much of his time. Music often provides Garett a way to assist those who struggle with addiction. Garett plans to attend LSU and to major in music, and I think he's received a music scholarship.
Garett Byrne is one of the nicest, and I say that sincerely, one of the nicest young men you'll ever meet.
If not the most, one of the most dedicated and disciplined music students that I have ever taught.
I did not know a lot about Garett's past history until recently. I knew that he was, we brought Garett over to the Louisiana School last fall, and that was a great story, but I had no idea the obstacles that Garett and his family have endured.
So when he was younger, his parents struggled with drug abuse, and it was rough because they were arrested at one point and he had to move in with his grandmother, and then the last school year his house was destroyed in the flood in Baton Rouge. And he went through the fast track program for here, and that's actually how he ended up here. From what he said to me, like, being able to latch on to music that way really helped him, like, forget about things for a while and helped him, like, push through.
and the fact that Garett completely enveloped his life in music as a way to cope, and he mentored other kids who were struggling with the same issues to allow them the chance to cope.
He made the Louisiana Music Educator Association All-State Honor Band 4 years in a row, which is pretty impressive because not many people do that.
He's auditioning at some pretty prestigious schools, and one of the people that he auditioned for said that he was in the top 3 of the high school bass trombonists that he's heard.
Garett is a young hero for several reasons. Garett is a survivor.
He was able to overcome all of that at such a young age and still stay like a really centered person that is very committed to being kind and helping other people, and people really look up to him here as like a role model and a guide for like how they should be.
He's just got a wonderful disposition about him, and like I said, when he says something, everyone listens. But he says it always with a grin.
Ladies and gentlemen, Garett Byrne.
Well, Garett, I was talking to some of your friends at lunch today, and they were discussing how you have so much musical talent. Now tell me, trombone is your best instrument?
Yes, I'd like to think so.
What else do you play?
I play all the brass instruments to some degree, tuba, euphonium. I played French horn for a little bit, trumpet. I took piano lessons for a little bit, and also I sing.
I know they were trying to make you sing, but I'm not going to make you sing anything if you don't want to. Thank you. Okay, all right, good. Sing, is that what you... So he has a lovely voice, I hear. And where have you interviewed for schools?
My father and I, we got to travel quite a bit for schools. So, we went to LSU, which is local, Columbus in Georgia, Boston, Chicago, just all sorts of fun places, Boca Raton, Florida. They were mostly for business. We didn't have a whole lot of time, but we definitely managed to enjoy what little leisure time we did have on these trips.
Well, when do you think you'll make your decision?
I'm still currently awaiting some financial offers from different schools. I'm getting some wonderful packages from Louisiana State University and Carnegie Mellon University, and wherever I go, I know that I'll make the most of it and I'll be set with my education.
So you have overcome a lot of difficulties. Tell us about the flood.
So it's kind of a fun story. So I went to a 6-week summer camp. It's at the Brevard Music Center for trombone. I get back. I missed the first few days of school. I'm starting to get acclimated. It was a bit rough at first because I had to lose an hour of sleep, wake up an hour earlier on top of that. And then I hadn't even been home for a week. They canceled school Friday because there was flooding. I was like, nice, I get to sleep. And then Saturday, my dad tells me to walk outside. I see the Amite River starting to come down the street, and I think, that might be bad. And then we packed up. By the grace of God, we managed to find a friend's house who stayed dry and just hung out there, rebuilt. And whenever we were in the process of rebuilding, I heard that, Louisiana School for Math, Science, and the Arts, they had a fast-track program for flood victims that let them be admitted, and then I never looked back since then.
So, tell us about the school. What's it like? It's a residential school in Natchitoches, mm-hmm. And so sounds like you've fit in quite well.
Mm-hmm. I heard about the school from my middle school gifted teacher, Miss McCarter, who is in the audience currently. I've always considered going to it. I was at Walker, I had friends, I figured I was set with my education, but then I started finding less and less, felt like I didn't quite fit in as much as I could have whenever I was there, and my trombone teacher had left to go to another school, and my house had flooded, so I figured I needed to have some stability in my life, go to the boarding school where I knew where I was going to be resting my head every night, and the educational, artistic opportunities there have been incredible, and it's the best decision I've ever made.
So everyone calls you a survivor. Why do you think you have the skills to be a survivor?
I'm not sure if I'd use the label for myself. For me, it's just the only option is to persevere, so I did. I have overcome adversity through my parents' addiction, just feelings of loneliness, neglect, but I made it through. Just, you have to find a hobby, something, support group, something to put your attention to cope with what you're doing, to distract you from the emotions sometimes, and just really dig yourself into, really give yourself some grounding, and that just really goes a long way to have something to really invest yourself into.
And have you given advice to other young people who may have had similar problems? Their family?
For fellow musicians, I can generally suggest that, but for everyone it's different. Everyone else has their own means to cope with stuff like this. Everyone has their own hobby, and some people may not have found it yet, what they really enjoy, but it's always there waiting for them.
So you think music is just what sets your soul feeling good?
Mm-hmm. There's nothing else I've really been able to just, dig into. It fascinates me. Just, there's nothing. It's what I'm best at. Just.
What do you see yourself doing, say, 20 years from now?
I certainly see myself being involved in music in some way. Just as a performer, maybe I'll be in music production. There's no telling the future, because every time I try to predict it, things end up changing on me, so. And then through music, I'll just try to find ways to, continue to help serve my community, help those around me.
Well, you are certainly a mature young man, and I hope that others will listen to what you have shared with them, and we congratulate you on being a young hero.
As a freshman, Megan Grimillon learned that grit and determination yields success. She's a young activist, president of her senior class, and National Honor Society member, among many other titles. She also serves on the youth board for the Ghana Educational Collaborative.
Megan Grimillon is an extremely talented young woman. To walk into a room, she stands out. She's vivacious and energetic and extremely warm and giving. She is a student council member. She's president of her senior class. And it's obvious to me why her peers chose her for that role. She is a true leader.
I know from a very young age, I would say it started her freshman year, she struggled with very severe anxiety.
She would never want you to know that she was struggling. She would always just try to manage it and not let you know that she was having a hard time.
It's rare that you find a teenage girl who is both concerned with things happening halfway across the globe, but is also very aware of things in her local community.
I've worked with Megan for a few years now with some outreach programs, and Megan was always there helping out. She'd do whatever you needed to help those children. To me, that's Megan's great strength. She would always do whatever she needed to help those kids. Very enthusiastic, very patient, very kind. Nothing was ever too much for her to do for those kids.
She works pretty extensively with the Ghana Educational Collaborative. She's a youth board member of this group, the GEC, and essentially what she has done is she's initiated several fundraisers where she's helped raise money for the Ghana Educational Initiative. Basically, Megan believes that every child has a basic human right to education.
I think Megan is deserving of this title because the only word to describe her is selfless. She's always helping others. Like, if anyone could go up to Megan and she would be all over helping them, she would love it.
Megan deserves the term young hero because she is a hero to the children she works with. She's a role model for her classmates.
When I think of the word hero, I think of somebody who puts others ahead of themselves, and I see Megan do that time and time again. She's a young woman who I believe is going to continue to do this into adulthood. She really is the real deal. You really believe that she is going to enact that kind of change and to help others.
Megan Grimillon
Megan, you have a beautiful smile. It's so hard to imagine that you were so anxious. I hope today hasn't made you anxious.
A little nervous right now, but it's it's okay. That's pretty normal. So.
Well, good. Now, have you been to Ghana?
No, I'm saving up at the moment. So I have a job, and hopefully I'll be able to go soon.
Oh, well, now tell us about that entire initiative.
Yes, so we believe in a holistic approach. So we do beyond just educational expenses. In Ghana, we don't have a public education system. It's really, you pay for it, which is really a disservice to the young people there. If they don't have the money, they can't go to school. It's also test-based. If you don't make the grade that first time around, if you just have a bad testing day, you get to a D or F school. And then from there, they really don't encourage you to succeed. So we strive to make sure every child in Ghana has an education. We're a very small nonprofit, but we're looking to expand. And we help them cover their expenses for uniforms, books, tuitions, fees. And then also, most of the kids there, they're in some pretty extensive situations, just really difficult times, and we help provide finances for their families so the kids don't have to work and they can focus on school. And we've really helped them to do that.
Well, so sounds like you're getting a very good education. Why do you think education is so important?
I think education, it fuels our curiosity, it fuels our passion, it helps us grow as a person, it helps us help others. I think education is the basis for all we can do. And I think without an education, we would all be different individuals, and it's necessary to grow.
What are your favorite subjects?
Oh, that's hard. I really like math and science.
Ah, now
Yes.
what do you plan to do with those?
I hope to pursue a career in medicine, so a doctor, a PA, we'll see where life goes.
It sounds awfully good. So I haven't asked any of these other this, but you know we're doing, in PBS, we're doing a project called The Great American Read, where everyone in the country is going to vote on their favorite book.
Oh.
So if you had to vote, what would be your favorite book?
Oh gosh. Okay, well, I just picked up The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks, and that's pretty good so far. So I'll let you know when I finish it.
Okay, well, that is a great book.
Yes.
All right, so what was today like for you?
Oh,
what was
it
your
was
favorite?
so much fun. I think my favorite wasn't really a certain thing we did. It was the people I was with. I'm with some truly inspiring individuals.
That's terrific. Now, so 20 years out, you'll be a doctor. You'll be going to Ghana.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. So what was a surprise for you today? Because you're here, you're not too far away, your school, so you're not traveling in from Winfield or from Louisiana schools, but right now. So was there any surprise for you today?
Yes, okay. So I feel like the whole day was a surprise. I didn't really know much until I was there. I just had a basic skeleton outline of the day. So everything was a surprise. Everything was exciting.
Well, we loved meeting you, and I know your mentor was pleased about it as well. And we congratulate you, and I hope you get to go to Ghana soon, and maybe some people will be assisting you here. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Sethan Olye uses drive and determination to seize opportunities. At Catholic High School, he's maintained a 3.0 GPA, and he volunteers in soup kitchens, he helps flood victims, and he's mentored his first year of scholars this past summer. And he's also been recruited to work for a Fortune 500 company.
Seth is a Renaissance man. His head, his heart, and his habit are all about learning how to learn, and he continues to learn.
He had his stuff together. He knew what his goals were, and he was chasing those goals.
Scholars Laboratory has been in existence since 1996. Seth has been here for 9 years, If you talk to our kids, they don't want us to talk about how poor their family is or the degradation of their neighborhood. No. Yes, they come from challenging circumstances, but other people do too. But Seth intended with his mindset and his skill sets and his assets to make good of an opportunity.
The ability Seth had to handle that and handle it at a young age in such a mature way, he was never kidded about it or anything. The guys just were attracted to him. You know, they just saw the maturity in him and his ability to just block out the things that may have been difficult in his life, focus on the things that were going to take him forward and keep moving in that direction.
As far as I can remember, Seth was really the first person I connected to, and to this day I still connect to him. So Seth is a good man.
And I think that if you look at some of the biggest things Seth has done beyond academics, beyond being a great athlete, is that he engages in the community. Seth was part of the WAFB town hall meeting post the shooting of Alton Sterling and the assassination of 3 policemen. Seth's been engaged at a large level with things that mean things to the people in our town of Baton Rouge.
It's going to be a struggle next year when he's gone, but I know that from what he's taught me and what he's shown me in my life so far, that I know I can go on because he's my hero.
I guess in the back of their mind, many of them would say, boy, I wish I could be like Seth, or I wish I was a Seth.
So he's a hard-working, ethical young man who cares about not just himself, but other people. He's a man for others.
Ladies and gentlemen, Seth Olien.
So, Seth, I understand that you gave up basketball to focus on your studies more. Is that correct?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
How hard was that?
It was pretty tough because I've always been involved in a lot of sports and I've been a very active person. So, like, just leaving that sport, it was kind of tough because that was my first love. So.
But right now, you run track. What are your events?
I'm a sprinter.
You're a sprinter?
Yes, ma'am.
How fast are you?
I'm pretty fast. Pretty fast. I actually have a funny story because, like, if you ask anyone who knows me, they'll say, like, I'm a very, like, slow person. Like, everything I do is very, like, slow, but I'm really, like, fast. So it's kind of like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? So,
You're sort of laid back, but fast. Is that, yeah. Okay, so now I understand that, what's Catholic High like for you?
Oh, wow. It's kind of hard to put that in words. I would say one word to describe would be just community. Like, I've never been a part of a more greater community than Catholic High, so it's amazing.
Well, you know, John Daniels is a member of our Rotary Club and everything, and he was really bragging about you a lot. Tell us about the whole scholars experience that you've been involved in.
So it's definitely been a journey. 9 years being in the programs, it's definitely been a pretty good journey. But Mr. John, the first day I met him, I was pretty afraid because everyone was telling me like he was doing like karate and all this stuff, and I was like, he's gonna like chop me up or something. I don't know, but yeah, definitely Mr. John has made a great impact. He's been an amazing mentor. He's got me through a whole bunch of things, and I just want to say thank you. I see him out there, so thanks, Mr. John.
Well, you know, we've been reading academic studies, but we know in our heart that really all young people need a mentor. You need somebody, an adult, to believe in you. Do you think you've had that now?
Oh, yes, ma'am. My support group it almost feels like it isn't fair to have the people I have in my life, because it's just been almost pretty felt pretty easy. You know, everything's been just, I need this, oh, boom, it's there. I need this blessing, oh, wow, thanks. So it's always been great, and I just want to thank everyone who helps me out every time, so yeah.
So what about the young person who is not perhaps as fortunate right now, as you have been recently, what would you say to them?
And so the one thing I do like about track is that I always meet a lot of new people. And some of the guys I do meet, track is a very cool community too. Like, everyone's always welcoming. So even new guys I meet, they'll share like some troubles. They'll ask me like, what can I do to make myself better? And I always tell them, just like, my grandma actually tells me this is God and hard work. So through God and hard work, I believe you can honestly do anything. So yeah.
Do you think drugs are a real problem now in schools?
I do. I actually do. Yeah, but that's one thing that I can't really wrap my head around. I see some of my friends, they go out and they do these things and they come back to school and they're just like a totally different person. It's like, I just don't understand it sometimes, but no.
One of the things I've always thought is that perhaps people don't see another opportunity or a window in how the world could be different. Perhaps you can share that message with others. Mm-hmm. Where do you intend to go after this, after school?
Yeah, for school, I plan on attending the Merchant Marine Academy. It's a little lesser-known service academy, but...
My father made me memorize all the words to all of the military academy songs. I actually know that. An odd fact.
Awesome.
The Merchant Marine Academy.
Yes, ma'am.
Why did you choose that?
Well, it's another funny story about that. So, every day in school, everyone would be like, hey, Seth, where are you going to college? Where are you going to run at college? What are you doing? And I'll tell them Merchant Marine Academy, and they'd be like, what? What is that? So, because everyone...
water.
Yeah, because everyone expects me to be, going to this huge school that's big brand name and stuff like that, but it's a hard story. It's just a lot of prayer and just looking back to old memories and seeing what I love, and I feel like I have a calling to do things in the maritime ministry. I will serve in the Navy, so yeah, I look forward to that.
Well, is there anybody you'd like especially to thank out there? You've thanked your grandmother and John. Mm-hmm. Anybody else you'd like to?
Other than God and my family, just everyone here today. I know everyone here supports someone, so that's always important. Just want to thank everyone who came out here today, so yeah.
Well, it's been a great day getting to know all of you. And through the years, we've been doing this 23 years, and I look out and I think, what a fabulous group of Louisiana young people. So congratulations to you, Seth, and to all of you. Congratulations.
So you've had a chance to meet our wonderful 2018 Louisiana Young Heroes. Let's give them another round of applause.
We want to thank Nathaniel Hearn. I want you to come up, Nathaniel. He is a Young Hero alum who's been passing out these awards, and he has another message from the alums, and I've been keeping up with him. I'm so proud of him. You're going off to New York?
New York, yes, ma'am.
Going off.
Yes, ma'am.
Wish him well. Okay.
Yes. Here you go. All right. Good evening, everyone. Once a young hero, always a young hero. And after tonight, there are now 190 of us throughout the state. This special group is amazing, and we want to keep up with each and every one of you as you go along through your lives. Many of us young heroes, or former young heroes, are still in school, be it high school, college, and even a few in medical school, some in graduate school, and others. And once I get the paper turned, I will continue. There are many young heroes who are teachers, actors, professional singers, doctors, military personnel, and public servants, and so many other wonderful careers. Many young heroes are married, some engaged now, some parents and expecting parents. Some have relocated while others have stayed in this state. But every one of the Louisiana Young Heroes is with us here in spirit. We'd like to now recognize all the members of our Young Heroes family. Would you please stand? And would our former young heroes please stand? Thank you all so very much for being with us here tonight. And to keep updated with us, please take home your little pamphlet and be sure to like our Facebook page. Thank you all very much.
Thanks, Nathaniel. And you can see on your tables that we have a little pamphlet that lists some of the things that they've been doing. But we missed somebody, and I want to say thank you, Maddie Rougee. She's come in. We missed putting your name in. There you are. She has the crown on. You can Congratulations, Maddie. Glad you're here. You know, it has been a wonderful day, a fabulous event. And Monique, thank you for your leadership so much. And the Baton Rouge Rotary Club, it is such a privilege to be part of this. I hope that you all have enjoyed getting to know a little bit more about these young heroes tonight, because it is one of the things that makes the spring in Louisiana absolutely special. I think we are so fortunate to have these young people. We're going to be broadcasting this program later this month, and we'll be sending out information about it. It will be archived on lpb.org, so you can watch it. And I think some of your 300,000 followers should know about it, JJ. And so we're going to get him to be our publicist over here. And I just once again want to say thank you all so very much for being here. It is indeed a privilege. One final round of applause, and then have safe journey home. Good night.
Louisiana Young Heroes is underwritten in part by CenturyLink, committed to improving the communities we serve with an emphasis on K-12 education, technology-focused initiatives, and programs that support youth and families. Information at CenturyLink.com. And by Acadian Ambulance Service. For over 45 years, Acadian has provided Louisiana with emergency medical care and transportation. Nationally accredited, Acadian Ambulance is committed to our patients and community stewardship. And by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Louisiana, serving the communities in the state that we call home for more than 80 years. Information at bcbsla.com. And by Walters, Papillon, Thomas Cullens, LLC, specializing in business litigation and personal injury cases for over 40 years.